Gypsy Jazz, what a cool style of playing. There's so much soul and energy in this type of music. This introductory course brings you up to speed on the history behind the style and sets the framework for playing properly. There's a lot of technique in Gypsy Jazz, and Alex Simon makes sure you understand the basics, hand techniques, strumming patterns, etc., before going into the different rhythms, so let's try it out. Alright, we're in the app, so let's go on down into his introduction section here and see what Alex has to say about the right hand technique. So you'll see there's a little notification here. There isn't actually any Fret Zealot data for this particular lesson because it's discussing a lot of the technique that goes into Gypsy Jazz.
My number one rule for Gypsy Jazz is that everything that we do has to feel loose. This goes for the technique as well as...
Alright, course over. No, just kidding. So, seriously, Alex takes the time to explain really important concepts behind the technique of Gypsy Jazz. And you need to keep your right hand loose. That's what he goes into. He shows examples. There's a really fascinating technique to strumming Gypsy Jazz, and it's important to grasp that before jumping into the notes. But we want to see some notes, so let's scroll on ahead in the video.
Keep your wrist loose and floppy for both the single notes and the chords. Make sure there's an L shape here. Don't ever flatten your wrist out like this or you're not going to get any rotation. Always like this. Make that trigger finger with the index.
So really solid demonstrations of the specific techniques, how to hold your body, how to move your hand, how to hold the pick. Very important to set this up, and it makes playing these styles a lot easier. Okay, so now that we have seen a little demo of the basics of how to hold your body, how to strum for Gypsy Jazz, let's see how Alex actually demonstrates a waltz. So, how cool was that? That's a classic waltz. Alex explains how to play it, and Fret Zealot will light up the color-coded finger positions as he explains that. So, it didn't do that for the beginning here, but let's jump on over to where that data actually shows.
It might take a while to get the hang of playing single notes like this.
So the lights were lighting up here. So I myself need to practice this a bit more, but that's what the beginning videos were for, showing the technique behind it, and then going further into the video to actually light up notes for practicing the progressions. Alright, so that was the waltz. Let's check out what a Rhumba sounds like.
In this lesson, we're going to learn how to play the Gypsy Rhumba.
Okay, how cool was that? That was really neat. Now it's pronounced Rhumba, not Roomba, like your friendly neighborhood vacuum robot, but very cool style, and Alex walks us through how to get involved with this. It's a little more complicated, but with Fret Zealot LEDs, it takes away some of that complexity.
Slowly, and notice that all the accents are coming from my left hand, which are doing very staccato squeezes.
So there's a lot of technique involved with playing this style of music. And also, the way that Alex is playing these notes is a bit complicated. Thankfully, color-coded for your fingers. Blue is your index finger. This green is actually a mini bridge here. Then white is open, and then this yellow here is actually where he's putting his ring finger. So it'll take a little bit of practice to get your fingers into the position he's using. This string is mute, so even doing that and turning that into a bridge as well is a way to do this. So really useful data being shown here, and with a little bit of practice you'll understand how he's playing these styles. So moving on. Okay, so we talked about the Rhumba. Let's move down into a arpeggiating a minor swing here in the soloing section. So this is actually his final lesson here. Just let it load up.
Here and over here, I'll play a little bit of this loop just so you can get an idea.
So incredibly useful displays here. I noticed partway through that I was actually using my ring finger instead of my middle finger, and I actually looked at the video to check myself, and he is indeed using his middle finger. So the LED colors are very important for playing in the style he's showing and arpeggiating them properly, but really useful things like barring these 3 strings here with your index finger all in blue. Easy enough. And some of the more complicated ones, you can actually slow the video down if you want, which will make it a lot easier. And he, of course, goes through them one by one in this 7-minute video here. So lots of theory behind it, really cool style, definitely worth checking out. So there you have it, super unique style of playing, lots of content in the course, so you have plenty to choose from. Definitely check it out and let Fret Zealot make learning this style easier.